Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Oh, I'm putting in the chat. I always say something in the chat. Let's do. Always put a little message at the top of the chat. So just hi, thanks for being here, and I do appreciate it. And I get all the lovely comments that I've had today, helping me along. Not that great today, but you know me, I will keep rolling. So I'm determined to do my lives, and here I am. Got some things to chat about, some catch up, or what's going on. Remember, this is the day if you want to find out all what's going on, where you'll hear it first. Any new things happening, what's been going on, bits and pieces, and community chat. Oh, sorry, Coca-Cola, you're not giving me your sponsorship, so we have to go to Nero. We support the water company now. Nero is just the word for water in Cypriot and Greek. And and I'll give you one more chance, and then we'll have to tape over the brand name Coca-Cola. If you like, you can always send me your cans of Dr. Pepper instead. I'm quite happy with that. So there we go. So no Coke today. No Coke. Oh. Okay, so let's do the normal bits and pieces. Mood board today. I hope you can't see my knee. Oh, it's just there. I've got my feet up on the desk next to me. And I normally, if I'm on a live or something, I've actually got both feet up on there. I've just got this foot on the shelf of the desk. There's another desk here. I've got two desks. You're on one desk and there's another desk there in a sort of corner shape, 90-degree shape. And yeah, I normally have both feet up on it, so you can't see my knees, but obviously I've got some bits and pieces to show you up there. Mood today. Oh, it's got to be this one. I'm doing my best. And as I say, I've had such amazing guys today. I'm not really supposed to be typing or doing YouTube and stuff, but I can't help myself. I don't want to let my friends down. I'm there for my friends. So I've tried to refrain from typing or reading the chats. But if someone says hello personally, it's the way I've been brought up. I need to say hello back. And then someone else says it. And you know me, if you see me in chats, I do literally normally go through literally everybody and say hello to everyone. The fast chats are killing me. They really are. I can't deal with the fast chats anymore. So I've got to think about what I'm going to do there. I've had lots of thoughts. What shall I do? It's not that the computer causes me a problem. I'm not epileptic or dyslexic or anything like that. It's just from my brain injury. Certain things, and I can't always say it's the same thing, sets me off. It's not. So going on computer isn't an issue. Reading isn't an issue. Doing my cross stitch isn't an issue. But sometimes those things aren't the best thing to do when your head is literally feeling like your brain's trying to burst out your skull. And please don't say, have you tried this? Have you tried that? There is nothing I can have. It's beyond migraines, and there is just nothing. And I can't even lay down. That's how bad it is. I get nauseous and dizzy, and if I lay down, if I close my eyes, I'm not sleeping very well. But I get on with it. That's actually the least of my problems. So I just wish this head would go. Hey there, how are you doing? Squirrely Shirley, you've been a great help to me today. You really brighten me up, and you keep me positive. We're the same. Whatever goes on, we just keep on with the positive there. So you're a great friend. I'm so glad I met you. And yeah, you're very helpful to me, and it just brightens my day to find some fun and happiness. And I love seeing your garden. Really love seeing what's going on there. Little bit sad for you, the little bits that didn't happen, but that makes room for new things. Glad to meet you as well. Yeah, really pleased to meet you. What else do? We normally do what I've been reading. As I say, I've got to choose. Do I stop doing these things? I was thinking about going cold turkey on reading, computers, anything that makes your head think. But if you know my condition, just even doing what you guys do on a daily basis, clean your teeth. Let's use that as an example. Clean your teeth. You just could be listening to the radio or doing something else at the same time, and you just naturally clean your teeth. You don't think about it. Well, just simple things like that all the time, not just when I've got my problems. I have to physically think. One reason for that as well as my coordination, as in my perspective. You know that thing where you close your eyes and put your finger on your nose? Well, mine ends up here. And that is no joke. That's how far away it is. And apart from that, I would close my eyes and fall on the floor anyway. So just something like cleaning your teeth. I physically have to think, hold it. I have to remember to hold something. If I'm holding something, I have to be aware of that, and then clean here and do this and go up and go down, and just making a cup of coffee. This is why I'm a danger to myself, and I can't really do basic things, because if I'm slightly tired and stop thinking about there's a cup, pick up the kettle, hold it over, then I have to readjust where that is. So it's pretty difficult. So as I say, I was thinking, shall I go cold turkey and don't do like all these extra things that make my brain work? I've been doing a quiz on Jimmy's channel, and that would be a good example for those of you who see me on there quite a lot in the comments section, or indeed on the screen. I've got to be a pretty good day to be on the screen, but if I'm having a good day, let's say, what day was it I was live on there? Friday. So that all looks good and dandy, great. But to me, that's a scary day, because if I'm good like that, me and Mike have noticed that is like the peak for a sudden drop. So hence this is all starting up again. So a good day for me is a bad day, because, and it's a sudden drop after that. So as I say, I do quizzes on there, and I can't remember what day was that. And the quiz, I was just like, answer. Now, for me to find answers is very difficult. They're in there somewhere. And I've spoken about this before. Hey, good morning, Linda. Hi, Blue. To find the file, when I speak, you guys know that I can't find the right word or get words mixed up and all that. But then my up days, like I say, I was doing the quiz and it was answer. I knew everything because it's in there somewhere, and I'm quite intelligent on a good day. On a bad day, it sounds like I don't even know anything. And even Jimmy was like, well done, this is amazing, you know all these answers. And as I'm doing it, I'm like, I know what this means. And here we are. Here we are. So it does go the other way. Yeah, I'm cope. I have to cope. And people say rest. I can't rest. I've explained this before. Resting is a no-no, because then physically I will be incapable. So that's why I go. I always get comments, you do too much and blah, blah, blah. No, I know what happened if I stop. Even if I stop for, as I've said before, try and keep my lives about an hour, maybe a bit over. And the times they do run over, if I'm not looking at the time or we're really into a chat and having a laugh, I have trouble getting up afterwards. Just don't know. So I need to keep going, and I will keep going. I just need sometimes you guys just to great going, Dawn, and you can do it. I have to be upbeat. I mean, just even the simple thing is how I'm feeling right now. People would be taken to their beds. Well, that's a minor thing in comparison to all the other things I deal with. So I have to get on. I do, and I will get on. Yeah, as I was saying, I was thinking about going cold turkey and just like having a break. And the thing that's really bothering me right now is, as I was saying at the beginning, the scrolling up. I'm all right like this because I can see it and I can control it. But when I'm on the big channels, that starts doing my head in, because I can't have anything I've said about before. I can't watch like a widescreen TV, just this looking there. It's the same this way. As I say, I'm all right on my scrolling, and I can change the speed of it. If it suddenly went whizzing by, I can change the speed of it. So that's okay. I was thinking, do I need to have a break from channels? I thought, what do you call it? Right, there's only 3 people in the whole world that have it. So it is not given a name. It's from brain damage from a very rare accident I had a few years ago. And it basically, all it does is the brain is in control of me, and at any time anything can happen to me. I've had total organ failure for no reason. It's just the brain malfunctions. I have really up days. Mostly people can't tell something's wrong with me. I have comas, proper comas. I've been in a wheelchair for years, different years on and off. I can have anything wrong with me. If you can have something wrong with you, I can have it wrong with me. Different conditions, and my brain's in control of me, basically, and that's what I have to fight. So, as I say, there's only 3 in the world that have this thing. They've given us a list of like all the different medical terms that it can involve. So as you can imagine, it's pretty long, and my heart can just stop at any time. We are ticking time bombs. I say we, there were 3 of us. There's nothing, you can't have medication or nothing helps because your brain's in control. There's nothing technically wrong with the brain or anything inside, like this head now. Nothing would work for it because it's just the brain malfunctioning. And as I say, there were 3 of us. They said the only thing they could do is experimental surgery. It might just make you become, I don't know what the word is you're allowed to use today, but like a vegetable. I assume you can still say the word vegetable because you can eat vegetables, but it could make you a vegetable. And they didn't know what they would do because the area it starts off is really like deep in the brain. I know everything about the brain now, I tell you. So one actually said, I can't stand to live like this anymore. I would rather have the operation. And he died in the operation. And the other one said, I'm not doing anything then, like me. I'm just going live with it and see how I can cope. And he had a coma and died. And so there's just me trying to deal with it with positivity. Positivity, that's the way I deal with it. So yeah, don't tell me medicines. Have you tried this? Have you tried that? Is it this? Is it that? That's the one thing that gets to me. Like, oh, do you find it's because this, or is this the cause? And no, it's just malfunction. Just malfunction. And as I say, it can be anything. So as I say, I was thinking just to get over this head bit right now. I thought, oh, should I just stop YouTube for a bit and all that? It's my lifeline. So I'm trying to limit watching other people's channels at the moment. So please excuse me if I'm not there for you. I have been in a few chats today, but not all the ones that I would normally go in. I've just picked a few that I know will sort of hold my hand a little bit today. So like all these sort of smaller community ones I've been in today. I just needed that. I needed that. Yeah, so I think, as I say, I need social media. So I will definitely carry on with my channel. Luckily, I've got loads of videos there. I've talked about this before. I have what I call backup videos ready to post. They might be animal ones, things that aren't time sensitive. I've got a couple sitting there that have been sitting there for a long time from my series. I was doing how to use byproducts of nature, such as I did a video before about pine needles, how you can use pine needles, not pine cones, pine needles, and videos like that that aren't time sensitive, and I make them and then they're just in a file. And then if I get a time when I can't make videos, like now I don't want to sit and start making loads of videos, then they will get posted. So it's just a case of posting. So that side's okay. And my lives, you know, I do 2 lives a week. I need to keep speaking. I need to keep the brain working. Oh, that was something else I wanted to talk about, that you hear about people can suddenly like speak another language. Well, I must say, when I'm in, it depends what part of me's malfunctioning at the time, but there are times when I can just speak fluent Greek. Like, I can speak Greek anyway. I wouldn't say I'm totally fluent, but I can speak Greek. But I can just go, blah, 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 and I can communicate better in Greek than I can in English at those points. I just feel it flows. Whereas English, I stumble on words. So that's quite bizarre. But as I say, it's different parts of my brain. So I can't say, I have this, I have that, I have that. Different things at different times. So, yeah. And having years of this in all different shapes and forms and different carers and whatever else, I've lived in hospitals before. There is not much point going into hospital. There's nothing they can do. That's where I should be. But all they do, you've got to stay in bed and be monitored. Monitored for what? I've been in, I don't know what you call it, like the neuro departments. I've lived in a neuro department, and that wasn't nice. I tell you, that well messes with your hair because they stick all the stuff on with glue. And I was living like that for I can't remember how long, but I was living in a actual neuro thing, and they just study you. They just study it. And as I say, there's nothing that can be done. So I think I like to live my life saying everything happens for a reason. And I think that is part of why I have it, to talk on YouTube and talk about positivity. And I don't like to say I'm worse than some people, because everyone feels as bad as what they've got and different things are different. But I think I'm pretty high up there with issues. And I like to think if I can get over and keep going and do things, for me, it's more about telling people don't lay and complain and whatever else. I know I talk about it, but it's something that needs talking about. But I don't complain or go, poor me, oh. I don't do that. So I think I was meant to have it to talk to other people, maybe push them along. If it makes someone just force themselves out of bed in the morning, then that's a thing. And yeah, I do push myself. That's the trouble. I think some people don't realise how bad I am, because I force myself to do things when, I mean, like today, I'm sitting up only because I'm working down. But that's the sort of thing a lot of people would say, oh, if you're that bad, you won't be able to get out of bed. No, I can't, but I will do whatever it takes to get there. Nothing will beat me. Nothing will. It's my brain. I need to try and make control of my brain. Anyway, let's get back to the alive. So what am I reading? I've finally finished the Julie Walters story, so I review it when I've finished. Yeah, I liked it on the whole. Very good bits, interesting bits. Anyone who does know her, it's interesting how she met Julie Walters, who she co-worked with a lot of her time, and she didn't meet her husband, Victoria Wood's husband, via Victoria Wood. She actually knew Victoria Wood's husband-to-be long before she knew Victoria Wood, which I found there. It's a great biography. It was good. As I say, I got a little bit bored, but it was a bit tedious when she more or less was just listing all the things she'd done, because that's in the back anyway. So the story kind of slowed down the fun aspect of it then a little bit. But yeah, there were some very good bits in it. Very good bits. Celinda says, I found all difficult teachers new lessons. Yeah, and it brought me to Cyprus. I'm not sure I would have been here otherwise. I would have been abroad, but I'm not sure I wouldn't have met Mike. I would not have met Mike. So yeah, I'll go through it all again and more. And there is a lot more to my life story that I'm not sharing, because I think that's enough what I've told you. There's more horrendous things that you're like, oh my goodness, I'm not going there. But without all the things that have happened to me, I would not be here now. So, as I say, if something bad happens, I can only say, well, it's meant to be, and things happen for a reason. And I know some people laugh at that, but it gets me through my day. So there we go. So now I'm reading. I wanted just a fun, simple read. I sort of alternate between a heavy book, really, autobiographies, and then I do a fun book for a summer read. I just started Jennifer Cruz, Anyone But You, and it's just a sweet little story, dead obvious, I think, like a chick flick type thing. And the girl is 40, just turned 40, and she split up with her long-term husband, and she decides first thing she's going to do is get a dog, because he always said you can't have a dog. So she gets Fred. She meant to get a little cute puppy, and it tells you how she ended up with Fred, who is anything but a great big old dog. And the story about how she meets the man from the flat below, and he's, I think he's 30, and she says, no way am I ever going to go out with someone that much younger than me. And obviously it's going to be, isn't it? And the dog introduced them. So yeah, Celine, Cyprus super location. Yeah, I've gone into it times before about why Cyprus. There are countries I like much more. I've spent a lot of my life on different Caribbean islands. For a full-time living life, some of these beach shack type places are all well and good for long holidays, but for a life. Cyprus there's everything here. You have the big cities. If you're into like all the brands and all that, you've got all that here. You've got so many different country foods here. You've got different communities. You can go and live, obviously, like me, in the rural countryside and the mountains. You can go a few minutes away and you've got the beaches, or go the opposite way. If you go right up to the Troodos in the winter, there's skiing up there. We don't get snow where we are. We're too low down. There's everything, little markets, history. If you're into history, there's so much history, places of interest. You can be all exclusive in a Cypriot area where they only speak Cypriot, or you can go in the hustle bustle of even a British area or a Russian area, so on and so forth. There's a lot of Swedish people here. They have their areas. You've got harbours, marinas, the cruise ships all come here. The Disney one comes here now, that's been coming here for some time. You've got big shopping malls, but they have been built for tourism, so Cypriots don't go in those. The cruises coming, they were built to attract the bigger cruises, and then they get bused to them. All sorts of things, everything you can want, whatever sort of lifestyle. And as I say, you can say, oh, I fancy doing this today, and it's there, and everything's so reachable. It really is. And some of the best beaches in the world as well. So yeah, I love it. I agree with you, Celinda. Agree with you, definitely. Okay, should we do some catch up? What I've started to try and do now is if something happens, I think, oh, I'll tell you about that. I write it on a bit of paper now because by the time I get to the Wednesday live, I'm like, oh, what was I going to talk about? Or what happened? It's like when you write a letter, if you write like annual letters, like a Christmas letter, you're like, oh, what can I write? So if you do that, get a bit of paper and just jot down as something happens that you want to include in your Christmas letter and put it in maybe your address book. And then every time you think of something or you do something, you think, oh, I'd like to share that in my Christmas letter, write it down on the sheet. And then when you come to write your Christmas letter, all the info's there of what you want to talk about. So that's a great tip for today. What have you missed seeing? Well, this is because, I just have a big camera. So I can't walk around my land with it. I've got a big bit of land. And it's not like I can put a phone in my pocket and if I see something, take a picture. So when I say what you miss seeing, I might make this a regular feature. It means what I didn't have the camera for, but had I have had a camera on me, I would love to have shot it. We've got a lot of cicadas here right now. Well, I kept hearing, I know the noise of the cicadas. They are slowly dying off now, so you can't hear them now, and you nearly always hear them through my window. Well, I heard a particular high-pitched, like, screeching of them. And I was like, oh, is there perhaps a snake or something gone up the tree and it's got one in its mouth or something? So I went over very cautiously, and Kit, our baby boy cat, he was underneath looking up. So I sort of followed his eye line where he was looking and the noise. And right on the very top of the tree was a bird, a tit, and he had one in his mouth, and they're quite big, our cicadas. There's 3 different types that we have here, and different ones, different years. And it's quite big, and he had it right across his mouth. It was huge with the tit holding it. And it was just like screaming. The cicada was just screaming. And he sat there for a while with it, and then he just flew off with it. So you missed that. That would have been really cool to film. There's something I really wanted to film a long time ago, maybe a couple of years ago, was I almost was in a close proximity to one of our dangerous snake. Basically will kill you if it bites you. And I came right close to it, didn't see it. And then I realised it had a dead magpie next to it. And then it suddenly lurched out and started eating the magpie. And I thought, wouldn't that be cool to catch? But I was trying my hardest to slowly back away while it was interested in the magpie. And I was like, I'm not going back down there. I'm not a fool that I am a YouTuber that will, I'll go back there and film it. No, I kept away. What else have you missed? Oh, a toad. I had all the frogs and toads in my swimming pool. I did a whole series on the frogs and toads. And I've been seeing them, and they're probably about this big now. They're not like full size, but they're decent size. And funny enough, I keep seeing them in my raised beds. So they're getting in my raised beds, obviously, because they're a bit more moist, I think, than anywhere else. So I am still seeing them. So that'd be interesting. And, baby snakes. I've had to water my hugelkultur beds because severe heat wave, and as I say, hotter than I think anywhere else at the moment here, because other countries' temperatures are what they're saying. Heat wave is our normal temperature, so pretty hot. And so I'm even giving the hugelkultur's beds a water. And there's tiny baby snakes in there. Now, there's a pine tree over some of them, So there's pine needles falling in a couple of the hugelkultur beds. And you know how you get that sort of dark reddy colour of them? Well, this is the colour of the snakes. They're only really small, like a cocktail stick size, and very thin like that. And at first I thought, are they baby geckos? And when I look, no, they're definitely baby snakes there. But I'm pretty sure they're whip snakes because they start off different colours when they're born. So I'm pretty sure, and they're fine. Whip snakes are fine. They just keep away any vermin and things like that. Selina says, impressed with the fabric market. Yeah, there's a couple of fabric shops near Stephanardi's, whatever it's called, which is an electrical gadget shop here. It's the best one to go to, I find, for gadgets and things. That's where I got that mic from. Not my mic, the microphone. Yeah, a couple of shops there, and they sell like really good fabric, meter, something like €2 or something for really good fabric. So it's definitely the place. There's 2 shops quite near there. Really good price and really pretty stuff. Kind of like this sort of stuff there's a lot of, and wedding dresses, because here basically, I've said before, when you have wedding dresses here, the norm is that you go in a wedding type shop and they show you all designs and you mix and match what sort of bits of design you like, and then they make it from scratch, and then you choose the material and so forth. So you get a lot of these kind of materials there. So there's that. You're in rattlesnake country. Gosh, they're bad, aren't they? Yeah, at least you've got the rattles. I know you only get them if you sort of approach them and that, but at least that's something. Am I right in thinking the rattles on the rattlesnakes, for each rattle sort of circly bit is the year, how old they are? Am I right in thinking that? I shouldn't be getting information from my head. It's not good. Sometimes I've just got information. It's like the filing cabinet's open, and where I can't normally find the right file to find the words, at the moment it's all just information. And I'm sure on that last quiz people must have thought I was like, I can't Google quick on my computer, can't even get like links up quickly. I'm sure people must have thought, oh, she's good. But I tell you, it was so quick. You didn't even have time to look it up. I'm just like typing it in. I'm like a mad woman, really am. Oh dear. So let's talk about what I've posted, because I did post today. So if you go on my dancing channel, Everything Dance, Your Mentor. What did I post on that? Oh, this will be a fun one. You might like this. I don't know if Blue's still watching. If you can put my links to my channels, if that's possible, Blue. So Everything Dance, Your Mentor. I did a fun video today. Oh, that's right, about the rattlesnakes. Yeah, right now I could give you any information about anything. I mustn't do it. I got to stop. Yeah, fun one on the dance channel. I thought all sorts of people might like. If you do dancing channels and dancing videos, one of the videos everyone expects is what's in my dance bag. So I did a little twist on that. I did what dance shoes do I have in my dance bag, and I've gone through every single pair of dance shoes that I still actually own that fit me, like my dance shoes. So I went through that, so you can see all the different styles of dance shoe I've got and all the different styles. Oh, I lied. That wasn't what I posted today. That's written in my book to post next week. So that's next week. Look out for that one. What did I post today? Oh, part 6. I do a tap video every second week because tap dancing is the most popular on my channel. So I do a tap one every second week, and then the alternate weeks I do something else, another dance subject or something else. Okay, thanks. Thanks for popping in. That's really kind of you. Really appreciate the chat. Loved it. So let's put my channel in. Everything dance your mentor. So that's my dance channel. So if you're interested, and do look in the playlist if you go on that channel, because on that playlist, it's every subject that I've got videos on, and also the fun section. So if you're not into dancing per se, I've got a playlist on skits and sketches and fun videos. I've got beginners exercise, like total beginners. I've got ones for if you're confined to bed and you're doing rehabilitation, or you're disabled, or you're just still in bed and you want to keep moving. I've got videos on that. Belly dancing, hoop, if you want to exercise with a hoop. I think that playlist is hoop and dance ribbon combined in one. Cheerleading, hip hop, street dance, ballet. And if you do go on any of my dancing videos and you don't know how to dance, start with the first one in that subject, because I progressed through. Particularly someone was saying they had to go at the tap, and it was like quite a way in. So go to the beginning, because then steps are explained and shown and so forth. If you go on one and you find it's really easy, maybe skip ahead a bit, maybe, or you might learn something new in between. So let's see what I planted, what I posted. Let's put the next channel up. Tranquility through life's natural beauty. So this is my next channel. I'll try and get right this time, because I write in the book what I'm going to post next. So I'm all ready to go. And I don't have to on posting day sit and think, what video is done. So the one I posted today on tranquility through life's natural beauty, it's, if you like vintage cars and old cars and VWs and all those kind of things, it's the video for you. It's all photos I've taken. It's in 3 parts, but it's all in the one video. The first part is the Cypress Car Museum. Did you know that? There was a car museum in Cyprus. I wouldn't recommend you go there, because we went, what have I got, 2014, and we thought it was astronomical, the price to get in. Let me tell you, in Cyprus, things aren't expensive to go in. You can go in museums, and there's Tomb of the Kings and all your top tourist places. Most of them are €2 to go in. You will find the odd thing is expensive tourist-wise. There is one waterfall that is not supposed to be charging, but someone sits there and charges you to go in. So walk away from that one. There's plenty more good waterfalls, and actually the one charging, they hype it, but it's not the best one. And where else charges? Oh, things like the water parks are expensive, but that's because if you live here, you can get a resident discount. And in fact, we can actually get in for, I think, €2 or something. I can't remember the price, but I'll go into all that another time. So the second bit of that car video is a VW car show we went to in Nicosia in 2013. And if you're like me, we love the VW buses. We love those, so we saw that. And the third bit of the video is the vintage car rally that was in Omedos. I talk about this village a lot. It's not far from us. It's a little bit higher up. Beautiful village. If you're ever in Cyprus, you must go to Omedos. Very traditional houses there, and it's a cobbled street, which they don't let cars go up and down. A cobbled street, and there's all like traditional restaurants there, lots of souvenir shops. You can walk round the streets, look at the houses. They have like market stalls where they do handcraft jewelry, as I say, souvenir stuff. There's a glass works there. That's expensive to buy anything from there, but very pretty. You can go and look. Glassworks. What else? Oh, lace making. And you see the lady sitting there doing the lace, making the lace. So you can see it's all real and traditional. So it's the place to go for your souvenirs. And you can go around some of the side streets, and they've got shops with all the traditional foods, like your Carib products, all your cheeses and your wines. You can go and sample the wines there. It's definitely the place to go if you're on holiday. And we go, it's about 15-20 minutes in the car from here, and it's a beautiful trip from here. You go up the winding mountain roads, not dangerous like toppling off the edge roads, but really beautiful. And it's funny because, as I say, further up they have more green, and you see all the grape areas growing, vineyards, and it's more green. And that's where I say you start to get the snow and that in winter, which we don't. Hey, Vermonster, thanks for all your support today. Really appreciated that. And you are awesome. I always thank you for putting my links up. You really helped me get through today. Thanks for that. You're great. You really are. So yeah, that's a vintage car rally from 2004 that was in Omados. So if you like cars, I've just put the link up to my second channel, Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. I am actually going a lot of channels with that icon now, so do look out for me. Sometimes I've been fiddling around. I did go mistake on the channel today, but I do put that in. Hey, digging for housing. Good morning, is it evening? It's 6:12 p.m. Well done, you. Well done, you. I've just watched one of your videos. I'm supposed to be like not going on YouTube at the moment, but I can't help myself. Everyone's so wonderful. I want to see their channels. So yeah, I put a funny comment about your watermelon drink. I put, hey, you've been watching my watermelon drinks. We're all doing watermelons at the minute. 11:12 a.m. here. Oh, you'll be coming up for your lunch soon. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate that. I appreciate you all. You help me get by. And guys, do go back to the very beginning of this video later on, and you'll see things. Found your watermelon drink too. Looks so good. You have to, when you have these things, particularly watermelon. I mean, Shirley was talking about freezing them, and she freezes them to like little sticks and that. The only thing with that is when I freeze it, you get all the juice all over everything. So I'm not quite sure how that is. So we just cut it up, put it in the fridge, and off we go. But yeah, you have to. That's one thing with watermelons, isn't it? They're so big, and there's only me and Mike here, and it's like you got to use them. And I don't eat the seeds. Do you guys eat the seeds? We don't eat the seeds because I am the seed grower. So I collect all the seeds and I'm giving them away now as well. So yeah, do you guys eat the seeds? Anyway, so Tranquility Through Life's Natural Beauty. Today I posted the car video, so do check it out if you like old cars and classic cars and VWs. I have got more car videos coming. And then next week, I'm posting the next one of my nan's autobiography. If you don't know about that, she actually wrote her story, not published her, I think she just wrote it. And I've got the copy of it. She died. I got the copy of it. And rather than just keeping it, I'm doing it as a small series, me reading it on YouTube and putting some photos of her up while I'm reading it. It's really interesting. She was born in 1918 in England, and it's really sweet. And it's quite funny because as I'm reading it, it's I don't want to say it, kind of there's aspects of her life. I'm like, oh, that's like me. Things I didn't know. So I always like to think I'm just like my nan. My nan, I love my nan to pieces. I really did. Where are we? I'm a bit slow on reading today. I've got to find where we are. County Water. Oh, yeah. We harvested 12 watermelons this week. Good grief. So I'm trying to find fun ways to use them. Good grief. I don't eat the seeds, but my husband does. My mum always said apples, don't swallow the pips because you get an apple tree growing inside you. Maybe that's why I've never eaten seeds and pips. But as I say, I want to grow them and share them. And if any of you are lucky enough to be awarded my free seed giveaway of the month, do check out my community post if you don't know how you might get free seeds from me. I'm picking someone in my community every month. You will be getting watermelon seeds. What I'm doing is a list of what seeds are available, and then you say if there's any on that list you don't want if you get chosen. So you'll be going, no thanks to the watermelon seeds. So what did I post on this channel today? Today I posted, tips for posting videos on YouTube. And this is what you'll see about how I know exactly what I've posted and what's coming up next and so forth. It's my little way, and how very quickly now, if you said to me, have you ever done a video on watermelons? I say yes. And you go, oh, do you have the link? I can go boom, 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 and there's the link. How I can do that so quick. So I've got that in there. And also on the video I posted today, it talks about the myths of analytics and the YouTube myths busted. So that makes quite interesting viewing for sure. And then what I'm posting next on that, I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday on this channel. I'm posting 4 more recipes. And the recipes are how to make your own mayonnaise, how to make mint sauce, which I hear a lot of people don't know what mint sauce is, how to make ketchup or catsup, whatever you call it, and how to make a thick tomato soup for things like meatballs, pasta, chicken, that kind of thing, or how to turn it into a tomato sauce. So that's what's been happening on the posting. Let's see if I've missed anything. Painting saying hi to Verm. Painting saying how is everyone today? Giggins saying hi, Squirrely Shirley. That's why I've got names for everybody. Hi, Squirrely Shirley. That's what I call shows. Shirley says, hi, my dear, glad to be here. What else do we want to talk about today? Oh, I've got some videos I will share with you. When I was down my Hoogles the other day, there I came across 2 animals. I got a chameleon, quite a decent sized one, and he was climbing the fence to get out to the other side. And I filmed that. I thought, oh, stay there. And I came back, got the camera, went down. Yes, he was still there. So I was pleased with that because he was just going up one side. So I thought, as long as he goes right up the side and down the other side, I should be back in time. So that was a good one. So that'll be coming up at some point. And I've got a net over my kohlrabi. I keep meaning to hoop it, but I never got round to it. So it's just a big black net over the top. And I double my nets because people are afraid of holes in nets. So I always double my nets. And then if you do get a hole, it's fine. But underneath the double bit, there was a big hedgehog. In the middle of the day, I was like, oh, there's a hedgehog there. And again, I went back, got the camera, and I called Mike because we like to show each other if we come across something. And I said to him, oh, like, come and look. And he goes, oh, he's trapped between the 2 bits of net. I said, no, he's underneath the bottom. So I lifted it up. He could get out. As I said, he got in, so he could get out, but he wanted to go the other way. But you got all that on film. So at some point, I might put those 2 together. Maybe not, I don't know. So they will be coming up. I do like to shove in some wildlife. Hi, Neil. Thanks for being there for me. You guys have all been so great for me today. As I say, I wasn't supposed to be doing any YouTubing or anything. I'm supposed to be having a brain break. But I can't let you guys down. You're so good to me. I have to be on your channels. So do excuse if I do go missing for a little bit, but I need to be okay to do my lives because I need to chat with everyone. At least we can meet up here if I don't get to be on yours. Diggin says, oh, that's right, I forgot you have those adorable hedgehogs. Yeah, they're called the Cypress hedgehog. That's what they're actually called. And I think our ears are different. The hedgehog ears. I think they look, and the snouts maybe were a bit different. But yeah, they're cool. I have got a hedgehog video. You might like to have a look at that. They are cute. They are really cute. Where are you? We don't have them here. Oh, you don't? Oh, you don't. We don't have them here, but I'm sure I wouldn't find them so adorable if I find them in the garden. They don't do anything bad. It's a bit of a myth they have fleas. You do get some that have fleas, but it's not like they're all riddled with fleas. Depends where they are, I guess, what the environment is. Our ones are so cute, and they live here all the time. Every year we see them, and it's a bit like, let's say we see more hedgehogs than we see ladybirds. Would that put it into perspective for a lot of you? So a ladybird you don't see all the time, but you see them fairly often. Hedgehogs we see much more than that, and they run around in the daytime. And do you guys remember I put a video out in the winter and there was a hedgehog running around our driveway in the middle of the cold day, and I was like, what's he doing here? Lou, bless you, my hoosive huggles. Oh, digging for health. Take whatever time you need. I don't want to take time off. As I say, if anything, I've got to drop some of your lives, and I say watching videos. I don't want to. I don't want to. I need to answer all my messages because I don't want to come back. That would be more of a worry for me to come back and see tons of messages, and I do get a lot of messages. I've always said I'll reply to them all. I don't want those to build up. Oh, thanks, Neil. Neil saying don't forget to tap the thumbs up. Thanks, Neil. That's a lot of hedgehogs then. It is. And there's whole families of them. There's whole families. Let me see if I can find a hedgehog video to put the link up. Then I can show you, well, I'm not that fast today, but I can show you pretty much how fast I can get a video up. So in my file, these are my animal videos. So straight away I can pull up, I do this in the video, I can pull up my animal videos. Now I have a number. Look, hedgehogs and other baby animals. So that says number, I think that says 34 that way round. Hedgehogs and other baby animals in spring in Cyprus. Right, that says 34. I do have my Word doc up now, not the right one. So Word doc, that's the one for this channel. So on my Word doc, I've got, when I get to the right bit of it, all my videos in the right order. I'm on my copyright music at the minute. Right, so 30, what did I say? 34. So I highlight video 34, copy, and paste. And that's how quick I can find a video for you. Do any of you have a tip like that? Oh look, all the little hedgehog, Spiky. Cute little spiky buggers, them hedgehogs. They're darling. Let me see if I can find another one. Let me see. What noise does a chameleon make? That's a pretty good video. Do you guys know? I annoyed one and it was making all these nasty noises at me. Black whip, toads, baby horses that were born. It might be the other hedgehog ones on my other channel, but I thought I had another hedgehog one on here. Rescuing a fruit bat. Rural goat give birth to 3 babies. Goats. It's always goats. Chameleon shedding its skin. chameleons discovered, rescue chameleon. I have so many chameleon videos if you're into chameleons. So they were quiet. Do you want me to post that one? 298. 298. Look, I'm perking up now. I'm getting excited. That's always a bad sign for me. 298. What sounds does a chameleon make? Great video footage from my Cyprus homestead. Copy. Paste. Yeah. They make neat sounds. They're angry. In one of my intros, because I do switch around my intros sometimes, I've got a picture where I've got a chameleon, big one, going, like that. That's in, I do jump around my intros and switch them about. Yeah. I do like those hedgehog pictures. They're cute. It's a lot of hedgehogs, yeah. And it might be that video I posted with the spring animals. You've got all the baby ones. You've got the mummy one and I think 3 or 4 baby ones. Doing well. I need to pop over to your channel soon. Haven't seen you in a while. I haven't been on Blues for a while. I hadn't been on Digging for Health for a while. So I popped on today. I try think, whose haven't I been on? Oh, while we're doing that, this is a new thing I'm doing. Tambourine time. Ooh. See, I'm perking up now. Oh, I haven't shown you my cross stitch. I'll show you that in a minute. I've done a lot more cross stitch sitting there. So tambourine time is you get out the letters. Here's the letters. And I pick a letter out. And then the letter, I look in my supporters book of my YouTube channels. And then I read out a shout out of a channel beginning with the letter. So, I'm not looking. I keep saying, I hope it's not an X or something. Ooh, G. Ooh. Ooh. So, I get my supporters book out. This is what made me think of it. Every now and then, I just go through the book and think, oh, I haven't been on their channel for ages. And then you'll see me keep popping up on the channel. All right, G. Easy one, because the top one is highlighted, and it's highlighted because it's one of my moderators. Woo! So we're going to do a big shout out now. Let me type it in. If you're one of my moderators, you will probably know. So, Jeannie's Point. Do go and check out Jeannie's Point. Dare I try and grab her? Oh, I can't do it on here, can I? I forget when you're a moderator, you can't pull the you can't pull the person's info up. No. That's a mistake in YouTube. You know, if you're a moderator, you can now click on the 3 dots at the side there. And it just says go to channel, and then the link comes straight up, and that's how you do a link quick if you're a moderator. You don't have to go and search for them. Now, you would think the host of the channel could do that as well, wouldn't you? But if you're hosting, you can't. So if you're a moderator, you can see you can go on the side of the channel, click the 3 dots, and it says go to channel, and then it opens another page with that channel, and you just highlight the URL and you put it below. Now, just for example, I've clicked on Blue's channel. Whoa, don't push the wrong button, though. And all my options are only pin the message, report, remove, put Blue in timeout, hide the user on the channel, or remove moderation. Ooh. So, yeah, you would think I could hit those 3 dots now. Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about Jeannie's Point, because we're giving her a channel. It's a new channel for you. She's really cool. Lots of different things. My favourite all-time video of hers, she goes to, I forget where it is now, but it's one of the big Amish shops, and that is something to see. She does goes to one of the big Amish shops, and it was really awesome. She does lots of food hauls. She shows you that. Now, I'm not a lover of food hauls, but I do like watching some of the American ones because I see things and I learn what things are. So she does that. Things she buys, all sorts of things on her channel, but she's the loveliest of people. She's a really lovely lady. Even if you just pop over and say Dawn gave you a shout out, that would really please her. I haven't been on her channel actually for a long time either. So yeah. Save you a step or two. Save you a step or two. Oh, save you a step or two. You can right click the go to channel and copy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can do that if you're on the chat, but as the host of the channel, you don't have that option, which I think is bizarre because I moderate. I know that I do it all the time. So yeah, the three dots, that I can't go to any of your channels, so I can't put your links up. And when I asked my buddy at YouTube, the answer was, that's what you have moderators for. You're supposed to just be involved in the hosting, and it's up to the moderators to do all the which is why I get upset with Jimmy where he keeps saying, come up. I'm like, I'm busy, I'm moderating. Oh, thanks, Blue. Blue's put Jeannie's channel up. Thanks a lot, Blue. You're a wonder. Jeannie's Point channel. There we go. Do click on it, guys. Either, as I say, if you just go on and say, oh, Dawn gave you a shout out. But I like to just scroll through a new channel and just see what's there. And it doesn't mean you're into the channel sometimes, but there might be a fantastic video of something that pulls you to the channel. Are you welcome? No. That's great. So yeah, every now and then I'm just going to shake the tambourine. So let's show you my cross stitch. Oh, I'm definitely perking up, and that's not good. I can go into a double slide. Ooh, but I'm enjoying it right now. Ooh. See how up and down I can be? It's just ridiculous. And then 5 minutes time I could be on a coma on the floor. Who knows? Let's enjoy the moment. Let's enjoy the moment. So you know I'm cross-stitching my gardening apron. Ooh, look, progress. Done a whole top line, new beginnings, and I did notice as I pulled it out to show you today, the S on the end of beginnings, I haven't actually done the highlighty bit, so it looks a bit skinnier probably to you than the other letters. I didn't even notice I hadn't done it because they've all got a pink tinge of highlight, the letters. I don't know if you can see that. And that Y at the bottom, that was pigging hard, that was, because it's going over the seam, which is actually attached. So that was a bit of a piggy, that one. So yeah, new beginnings. That Y is the end of every, if I've spaced it out right, because it wasn't a case of just spacing the letters out, because some letters are wider than other letters. So it wasn't a case of counting the letters. I had to count the width of each letter. Oh, that is something that really drives me nutty, trying to count squares and things like that. I'm sure there's a better way at figuring out changing sizes, and I know it's something to do. I've got to measure a thing, counting the squares and knowing what the square count is on what you're working on. I know there's all that. I don't really know how to do it, and I just do it my way. I haven't actually got the bit of paper to show you what I do. And I showed it to Mike. He's like, oh, it's like some mathematical physics equation. It really is. Oh. And then he said, do you know what like all that is? I said, I did at the time, but what I have to do is where I've worked it all out, I then have to do a very basic synopsis. So So when I go back later, I'm like, what do you want about? What's that? And I've drawn the words and I've put a dark line where it has to be in the middle. And I told you I had to, between the W of New Beginnings and the B of Beginnings, I'm leaving 2 gap squares between each letter. And I did that with the W and the B. I just started doing the whole line. And I was like, no, it's a new word. So you need to leave 4 in between. I've decided, I thought that'd look all right. 4 in between, and then I had to work down now for the next bit. It's looking great. It is. Come back in about 2 years' time, because I'm not just doing the words. It's a big proj. And in a way, this is good, because I have done a lot this time, but mostly I do 1 or 2 letters at a time, because that's enough for me. So that's what I say, come back in 2 or 3 years' time. I want to write on here. I've decided now what I'm going to do on here, because initially I was thinking New Beginnings on there, like New Beginnings, my everyday life in Royal Cyprus here. But as you can see, it's pretty big. I could have done smaller letters, but it would have been too crammy. And I've decided what sort of pictures I want on it. I'm sure you can guess what sort of pictures are going to be on here. And they will probably be randomised on there. So that's that. Oh, I've got a cat. You always come up. Come on then. Come on then. Come on then. Yes, we're on live. Here he is. Mr. Waffles. Oh, Mr. Colin Waffles. There he is. Yeah. Don't pretend you don't know what's going on. Looking anywhere but today. Oh. There's too much going on because I've got all the bits out on my desk. So he's like, oh, do you like the tambourine? Ooh. No, oh no. Oh, he hates it. He's like, what? No, he doesn't like the tambourine at all. Not at all. Maybe you need to moderate yourself, Neil says. Can you do that? Are you saying I could use my other channel? Can I use my, excuse me, cat? I'm not sure I could do that, because then I'd have to be on the chat as another channel. I don't think I have the technology now. Don't think that's possible. Unless you come in on another, got a cat here now. Unless you come in on another device, I can't do that. I was going to do that with StreamYard and then have my tablet pointing at stuff I wanted to show you. Like, say I had a book open, rather than sharing it up on the screen. I know you can do that, but I'm not, I can't be bothered. Oh, I'm going to go on, well, probably I shouldn't now. I was going to go on StreamYard at some point, because I've been playing with Canva and making different pictures and that. If you go on if you go on Everything Dance, your mentor, look at my latest thumbnail. I've been playing with Canva. Your kitty wants some attention. He always wants some attention, but he likes to tap the keys while I'm on the lives. What are you looking at? Oh, you're reading the chat. Oh, that's the fan, yes. You're getting a nice breeze. Are you pretending you don't want to be here? Yeah, the keys, yeah. If I ever type anything odd to you, it's probably Mr. Colin Waffles typed it. Yes, he's one of 4 cats. Yeah, look, this is him. He always wants to do this. This is what he does. I can see now. And then he falls asleep. Look, if I hold his snout, he often falls asleep with his hand. Literally, look, he likes to go there. In there, yeah. Yeah. Don't climb on the keys. Come over, do it over this way, because then they can watch you be an idiot. Do it over here. Crazy. Cats always check on their humans when they're sitting there talking to a screen, for sure. I had two of them here earlier. I was on, it might have been Squirrels Live, and he was sitting here like this in front. Oh, he was up here like this sitting, so I couldn't even really see. And then Fossil was on the back here, climbing around my neck. I felt loud. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, don't do that. You hear him purring? Live cat cam. His heart's quite good today. On the other side, sometimes it makes a perfect heart. Now it looks rubbish. Now I've turned you round. Sometimes this is a perfect heart. Sometimes. I'm sure they don't want to see my legs. That's what he does. He just sort of goes in my hand and falls asleep. Pets like you. They say that animals just know. You fall asleep like that. It's not the most comfiest for my hand. That's better. There you go. Now that is cute. Don't touch the keys. Don't touch the keys. Who was it saying? Was it Ashley? I think it was Ashley saying that you know how, guys, if you make a really good video, it takes time and all that, and you get a few views, and then you sometimes oh, I'll just put the pictures of this up, something a bit more simple or something, and you get loads of views. So the time you take doesn't always make the views. And he's saying about all his videos with Piggles is his dog, all the videos with Piggles in have got really high views, and the ones with him in doing his gardening, not so much. Let's put, don't tap my hand because I'm on my mouse now. Let's put Ashley's channel up. Ashley's allotment. Is it diary, Blue? Diary or diaries? It might be diaries. And yeah, he's putting some exceptionally well-titled videos up lately. If you go on his channel, you'll see what I'm joking about. Digging for health. My two best performing videos are my worst videos. I don't understand it. 2 seconds, hun. Oh, love you, Blue. Yeah, that's quite funny, isn't it? Yeah. That is just, it just doesn't make sense. Or the ones you're like, or the ones you're like, oh, I'll put that up, but no. Neil says, I like animals and all, but where I am, black bears, cougars, lynx, deer, okay, moose, coyote, and lots of a lack of vision. Gosh, yeah, I'll say so. Have you had any encounters? Oh, you did a video about an encounter. That was with a bear, wasn't it? I think that was with a bear. I remember you said you had an encounter. I'm sure it was with a bear. We heard today in Italy they're bringing back, re-establishing, what was it, deers and bears in the mountain villages, actually bringing them all back. They want to repopulate with the bears. Oh, there you go. Cool. It is diary, right? I wasn't sure if it was diary or diaries. Cool. Thanks, Blue. I appreciate that. Andrea says, we have large predators here too, but they leave us alone. The snakes are what worry me. Yeah, and you're saying rattlesnakes, they're quite hard to see, aren't they? I'm not afraid of snakes. It's the fact you can't see them and you can suddenly be upon them. Welcome. welcome. Blue, don't forget to put your own channel link in, hun, because you do a lot for me, not just on my channel. You actually, Blue and Anne, on my two, what should we call you, hand holders extraordinaire. Let's call you that. Hand holders extraordinaire. They find my words for me, and Anne actually saved me from a massive goof the other day. I haven't seen her personally to thank her on my chat since then. But yeah, she got me out of a bit of a goof, let's say. So yeah, Blue and Anne are my hand holders extraordinaire. I like that. Let me write that down. So I like that. I'm going to start calling her what? Hand holder extraordinaire. I like that. Hand holders extraordinaire. That's an elite club now. Club of 2 so far. Club of 2, very exclusive club. Team Awesome's my moderators. And now we got the HHE. HHE. Andrea says rattlesnakes, copperheads. They're the ones that are more dangerous. Is that correct? Water mossicans, I've not heard of those. Coral snakes, they're bad. We have all the grumpy snakes. Grumpy snakes. Neil says no videos of bear encounters I have had, but have had many encounters. Yeah, it's one you were chatting. You was chatting about. It's one of your talky ones. I like your talky ones, sharing stories and things. I'm sure you did that on a talky one. Neil says, I like snakes. Snakes don't like me. That would be a very dangerous place for me to live. Neil, if you don't know Ashley's channel, you and Ashley, to me, you've got the same sense of humour big time. You two would get on great. I know you would. You really need to link up if you two aren't linked yet. Scratch yourself plugging my channel. You've got to get something for working hard, pressing the buttons. Do you mean Anne Dale? Yes, of course I mean Anne Dale. Anne Dale. Gosh, yeah. She was really nice on some, I can't remember whose live the other day. And I just said hello and whatever. It's a channel going all the time. And she just put, oh yeah, Dawn's my really special friend. I was like, oh, bless. It wasn't they didn't know me or chat didn't know me. She just put it. I was, oh, she's awesome. Andrea says the coral snakes are the most dangerous, right? But are the least aggressive. Water mossicans, yeah, don't think I've heard of those. And copperheads, very aggressive. Yes, copperheads, I think people seem to have trouble with. Just checking, just checking. Don't know if I know any more Anns on YouTube. Is there any more Anns? It's Andrea. Is there any more Anns? Top of my head, I can't think of any more Anns. Neil says, oh God, the snakes chase me. Oh. You want to have, Neil, on the end of your stick, you want it to be, you can pop out like the gadget, those grabbers that grab the snakes. That's what you need, my love. You need that. Laugh out loud, they're harmless though. Yeah, the only bad snake we've got is the blunt-nosed viper. That one's like, I would show you a picture, but last time I got into thumbs down because I showed, was it a spider or a snake? I did warn, I did say, and then everyone just switched off the chat. I was like, oh, okay then, okay. So I won't show a picture. But yeah, that's our worst. That's why those like big thicky ones, big thick snakes, but you can't see it. As big as it is, you cannot see it. They're so camouflaged, and they're the ones you've got literally minutes to have the antidote. I'm too far from the antidote. And you can't keep antidote. People say, well, can't you keep something? Goes off, I think it's a month. It might not even be a month. that it really keeps good for, and that needs to be like prime, not like a bit off. Where are we? Neil says, I know they're harmless, just surprise me when they come after me. That's the only thing I don't like about Cyprus. As I say, I'm not afraid of snakes, I'm not afraid of any animal, unless they can kill you and bite you. No, no. Andrea says, I leave the garter snakes alone because they eat anything that might attract the venomous one. Yeah, that's our black whips. We actually call them the farmer's friend. They're good snakes. I've had one run across my foot, but I knew it was harmless. And they're the ones that just look like black tires or black hoses because they do sun themselves. We've got how many snakes? 7, 8, something like that. 8 snakes. There's 8 snakes. What is there? Montpelier, black whip. There's the worm snake. Some people don't count that. Cat snake, coin snake. You've got like another type of whip snake. 6. I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. 6 snakes then. Probably missed one. 6 or 7. Neil says we have the Northern Timber Rattler, I think it's called. Cute little rattler, mostly harmless to humans. Our small ones are the cat snake and the coin snake. Really pretty. And not colours, but they've got like sort of whitey beigey skin, and then they've got really black markings. The coin snake obviously has big round black circles on, and the cat snake has like the zigzags that they bite you, but they're harmless. Andrea says we actually have 46 46 species of snakes in Georgia, just in Georgia. Only 6 of them biters, bad biters, but they all surprised me because you never know which one it is. Yeah, here as soon as we came, we went to, it doesn't exist now, but there was like a snake sanctuary, anyway, a snake place, and you can go, they had deep pits and they had a few of each one, and you could identify which was which, and they talked to you about them. And that's where I bought my snake book. I bought the snake book, and he tells you what's what and what to do and blah blah. Really good information. And this will tell you how I've just told you about like the smallest ones we have. Oh, the worm one, that's small. It's pink like a worm, but it's a snake. But the snakes are that long. The black whip probably goes to 2.5 meters, and the blunt nose viper, the dangerous one, gets much longer than that. I can't think the maximum. It's not like one of these enormous ones. It's probably, I don't know, 3 meters, I'm guessing. And so considering that's the biggest one and the dangerous one, so we're looking in all these pits, and I'm like, oh, there's not one in this one. That's how camouflaged they are. There wasn't like loads of grass or leaves or anything. That's how. I told this story recently again. Our neighbour, who doesn't live there now, he died. He kept warning us. He said, always think about it, always be overcautious, be aware, never put your hands or feet where you can't see, all these things. And he said, and be aware that this one, you won't see it until it bites you. That's how it doesn't run away. So that's why they say don't ever put hands or feet where you can't see, and you'll be all right. It's mostly cornfields and things like that and long grasses because it'd be cold up there. You go running through, ooh, look at me, happy days, and you'll tread on it. That's the only way you'll really get bitten. It won't come and attack you unless you're standing on it. So he said, but be aware, it's so camouflaged, it actually looks like a rag or a bit of material because of how the pattern is. And then a few days later, he came up to us and he said, you know, I keep on and on at you. And we're like, yeah, we've taken that on board. And he said, no, I'm telling you, because I got up in the morning and on the floor, I thought, what's this? He lived on his own. What's this on the floor? This bit of material. And he said he was that close to picking it up. And he's like, whoa. He suddenly thought, it's a snake. So even the most aware, you have to be careful. Where are we? Neil says, yeah, when it's a snake surprising you, you're not trying to identify it right away. Our most venomous one, when it's small, is very similar to the coin snake. Well, if you don't identify it. What makes me laugh, Neil, he says, look at their eyes. Why am I looking at the eyes? I'm out of here. But yeah, it's got more of a trapezium head, and there are other differences. But if it's a baby one, yeah, you do have to look, and that's why I say my book's great if it's got sunken eyes or eyelids or poppy eyes or these kinds of things. So unfortunately, a lot of people do kill the coin snake, thinking it might be a blunt-nosed viper. And then you see on the road sometimes, like people run them over, the dangerous ones, and you know they've deliberately gone backwards, forwards, because you can't run them over. They're like thick rubber, so they've had to keep going with their great big trucks or whatever to, if they want to kill them. And our black whips, the farmer friends, the good snakes, they actually will eat the blunt-nosed vipers. That's a bit like Andrea was saying, that they can actually help. Andrea says, I see that here, something too on the road. Yeah, sometimes. I see that here sometimes on the road. Yeah. I mean, people say don't kill things or whatever. You don't kill it just because for the fun of it, do you? It's if it's going to be, snakes are territorial. If they're there one time, that's their route. Like a lot of animals have a route or a home, and they don't travel far from that. So if they've got a water source, they're going to stay in that area and whatever. So, like I say, I see these little baby ones in my hugelkultur bed. If they're those ones, whoa. But no, I'm pretty sure they're black whips, because that's where the black whips are, around that area there. So, yeah. And they eat the rats and things like that. And any bad things, they eat all those. Yeah. Andrea says, guys, you are doing me a lot of good here. You know that. I'm so appreciative you're all hanging out with me. Really, I think if you replay this and go back to the beginning, I hope you see the difference that I'm feeling. So I appreciate that big time. Andrea says, only the dangerous ones. We live. Oh, you live by a school. You live by a school, so it's to protect the kids on the playground. That's it. You've got to think, haven't you? We've got 4 cats now, so we just feel if they need to catch them, they'll catch them. But I don't know about you guys if you've got cats, but if you see a bad one, I won't get my cats indoors. I get them in. Pleasure chatting with you today. Oh, it's a pleasure talking to you too. It's really good. Really nice. Oh, I've got a question for you guys. My Monday lives, I do little segments of different things. So I do tips, gardening, talk about the old days. I look at different books I've got, these kind of things. So I do lots of little segments. And you can tell me, even if you don't watch my lives, I'd still like an opinion. So that's what I do on Mondays. On Wednesday lives, I just like this chit chat. I do a bit of update, anything new going on, anything happening. Oh, I've got another update for you. Anything like that, I do a chit chat. Do you prefer one of those type of things. Be honest, is there one of those days you're like, no, I'd rather you didn't chat, or no, I'd rather you didn't do the little themey bits? Do you like them all? Do you like a mixture? Because I don't know, would you rather more chit chat ones? Would you rather more particular chat ones? So if you've got an opinion, I would like to do it, because there's no point me doing them if people would be like, oh, I just wish it was another chit chat day or whatever. So do you like the mixture? And same with my videos. I don't feel I get enough feedback. I get comments, I like that and blah, blah. But I don't know in my head what sort of videos you prefer. So do you like a mixture? Or do you prefer more gardening or more lifestyle? So feedback on my channel. You're all great with comments on the actual videos, but would you like more videos of something else? I've got another one, my build one I've just edited. So with my lives, which live do you like best, Mondays or Wednesdays, as in content, and which subjects on videos do you like? Are you watching just the gardening ones? Are you watching the frugal ones, the off-grid ones? That's where I would like feedback. I love, as I say, all your comments on the actual videos, but do you prefer more of something? Chicken's in the oven. Oh, I'll be over in a minute then. Blue says, I just like hanging out with you, whichever that way takes. I still get to hang out with you. Well, that's adorable. Unhelpful, but adorable. Oh, that's lovely. Andrea, my opinion on lives is you should do what you enjoy. Yes, I'll enjoy either. If everyone said, oh, don't do the Monday one, just do your chats, like your chat ones, I'd switch up to another chat one. So I'm not bothered. I like doing it all. I must say, actually, I do prefer Wednesday out of the Monday and the Wednesday. But I also like to do the Monday because it might be helpful rather than just making a video on things. That's more lots of little segments. So I'm not bothered, really. Andrea says, I think no matter the subject matter, it's more engaging when the person you're chatting to is enjoying themselves. What Blue said. Yes, I have another update talking of that. I've got 3 updates. I'm going to do 2 updates because the other one's still a bit pending. First update, you can't see any difference in here, can you? You can't see anything. But this room is now completely different. That was a waste because you can't see it anyway. Neil said, it's your channel, it's your time, have fun with it, do what you love or want. Cool. Yeah, I've moved all the furniture around. I don't know whose live it was, but I was on someone's live and I put, I'm listening, but I can't comment for a minute because I'm actually moving this desk. It's in the same place, but I've changed what's behind it now. So I had to move it very carefully while it was still on. And I've got dodgy connection, so I thought I was going to lose them anyway. And I moved it around, what was it, Anne's? No, I don't think it was Anne's. Anyway, it was someone's. And I thought, I can't answer chat. I'll be back in a minute. And I moved the desk out and swept all around and put things back. Because I used to have over there 2 whiteboards. Sometimes you just saw the edge of it, depending on how much I turn this round. And now I have 1 whiteboard in another building. And I have 1 whiteboard, the one that was on the easel, there. And now, instead of having, I hate paper, lots of bits of paper with things written on. I just don't like paper. I think it's from being self-employed and having to do all my accounts. I was like, I hated that. And that was the best thing about not working anymore. No more accounts. So now, instead of bits of paper, I must make that video. And, there's an idea for a video. I've got my channels written down the whiteboard with all those bits that want scraps of paper all down there. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to make all those videos. These are all my ideas to make. And just counting down new beginnings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37 videos. Now, some of those are walks because I do. Oh, let me turn the light on because you're getting a bit dark. 37. Now, considering some of those are sections like my walks, because I do a video of a playlist of different walks I go on. So one of those would be walks. But then other ones are an idea for an actual video, such as bridges. I want to do a video all about the old bridges here. There's some ancient, medieval and different eras of bridges, and I want to do a video on that. So some are specific videos and some are like the playlist that I need to make another one for. That's 37. Now I post Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They're not going to get wiped off that board. As I say, some are like series, and it's just to remind me when I'm like, oh, what video shall I make? And I can look on there and just go, oh, yeah, let's pick one out sort of thing for a series. So that will keep me going on that channel. And then I've got 2 more channels there. Andrea, paper notes all over the place, lists to help me remember things, but then lose the notes. Now, I have a calendar right here, because I don't even know what day it is. I don't know what month it is, and I don't know what year it is. So that's my like head over there. Well, it's all very well if A, I remember to look at it, and B, if I remember to actually cross off the day, because if I don't, I'm lost. So I have a monthly calendar there. And Saturday's my wedding anniversary. See, I've got a big circle around that, so I know that. But then I also have one of these. I think it's okay to show you this. Yes, it's okay to show you this. This is kind of this is the one page I have up all the time. I never turn it over. This is my YouTube. And it looks chaotic, but this has been working for a long time. Because I now post 3 days on this channel, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's in green, Monday. Wednesday, that's post 3, all channels get posted there, and then Wednesday post there. And then my dancing channel, I've got when I make a video and when I will post all 3s there, and then when to make a video for that. And then my tranquility, I've got, I can't see it back to front, oh, here. Make 1 there. I'm trying to make 2 a week, even though I post 1 a week, because there's nothing in reserve. So when I'm up for it, I do 2 videos. And then here is to remind me, tomorrow I have to get rid of my mine's a bit different how I do it, but you know when you put up notification of a live, mine's a bit different. I have to actually get rid of mine because I don't do it the right way. I do it my weird way. But anyway, there's notifications that sit in there, so I have to take them down and put 2 new ones up because I don't do it like you guys all do yours. So that's that. And then I've got now and then I've got a community post or one over here just to remind me that if I've got something to say, put up a community post. And then I've got weekend, do a bit of cross stitch and garden because I need to do those. So, my lives. So I have to play with that. It looks a lot like that, but what that is, that means I haven't got actually too much to do on any one day. I've evened it out. It gives me something to do each day, and I've always got as I post one, there's always another one in reserve for it. It sounds chaotic. I don't turn that over. That's like there all the time. And then I figure out what day it is and then look what I've got to do. It means my brain's empty of what do I need to do tomorrow. I come in, look, and do it. My life feels like total chaos. Look at the organisation. It's the way I do it. As I say, I don't know what day's what. And I was ending up, it was where I decided to post Monday, Wednesday and Friday on this channel. That is like, oh, hold on a minute. Oh, have I got another one? Have I got another one? So now I make 3 videos a week for this channel and post 3 a week. And I put on days when I've got a day when I water in the summer. Obviously, winter's different gardening, but I've got a day when I water all the patio, that's the flowers. And I've got another day in the summer when I water all the trees. So what I call my more simple days are in between when I don't have to worry about that. So it looks a lot like that, but I must say it's the easiest it's been, considering I now also post more and I do 2 lives. So as I say, it looks busy, but it's actually really stretched it out. I'm actually doing no more than 1 video a day. So that's pretty cool. For me, it works. I must admit, look at it like that, but what? But take each day or each moment at a time and work on that. And that's why I say then I haven't got scraps of paper now floating around. Where have we got? Let's go back. I've missed some chat while I've been going on. Where was we? Oh, it's there. It was there. Yeah, Andrea said, I have paper notes all over the place. This helped me remember things, but then I lose the notes. Do you know what? When I tidy up, I think, right, that's going to have a home. My mum was one for having a home for things. If something didn't have a place or a cupboard or a shelf or whatever, if it didn't have a place, you either got rid of something else and made room for it, or you didn't want it or need it. So everything had to have a place. And I clear out things, and sometimes I like to just swap around. In this room now, I'm trying to reduce things, get rid of things, move things around, put them in better containers, and just really slimline everything in here, hence the big change round as well. And sometimes when I swap things around, I think that would be actually a better place for that. And then I can't remember where that new place is. But I think, well, I thought it would be a better place for it. So where's that then? Well, we don't have a lot of stuff. I would say more of anything I have is paperwork, but that's at least all in this room. This is my room. It was another bedroom, and I gave Mike a room because he's a little bit untidy with like paperwork and bits and pieces and files, and so I said, I'm fine with that. You have a room. And he had a room. And then we didn't use this as a bedroom. This is a 4-bedroom property here. And we didn't need 4 bedrooms. I only really need 1 spare bedroom. So I said, right, we'd kind of used it as storage when we first moved in. And I said, right, I'm going to sort it all out. And we've got a spare bedroom in the house. I'm going to have this room. And I'm so glad I did now. Where are we? Andrea said, I haven't to get back to editing my video. Oh, she's got to get back to editing the video for tomorrow, so I have to go. But it was really lovely chatting. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Oh, that's really great. That's really nice. So enjoyed the chat today. Neil said, I was given an Alexa Echo. I use it for all kinds of listen timers and reminders. Yeah, as I was saying to you today, it's hard for me to take on information just listening. That's why I haven't been on Tom Girl City's live for a long time, because quite recently she's just been having that, you know, you can like take your picture out and just have like your icon, and I find it really hard to follow. That's what I was saying to you. Even if I got this, what you gave her, the where you can, like, it reads you the chat, I wouldn't absorb it. I just can't absorb listening. I really have trouble with that. Oh, Andrea says, happy early anniversary. Oh, Blue, happy anniversary. Andrea says, you're so organised. Love it. Talk to you later. Oh, that's so lovely, Andrea. Thanks. Blind Neil, my life feels like total chaos. Look at your organisation. I read that one. That's where I was. I like to organise. I would love to be one of these. It's a modern thing now, isn't it? Where you go into someone's house and you just sort out their folders and their clothes and their cupboards. I'd love to do that. I really would. I wouldn't like to be the one, though, to say you've got to throw stuff away. I wouldn't do that. I'd like to just organise and tidy up. Not cleaning. Not cleaning. Just like if you've got like shelves and cupboards stuffed with stuff. I like to tidy in that respect, but not cleaning tidy. Blue says, can't promise videos on certain days at the moment until I get better organised because our internet is ridiculous. So I'm hoping to be a week or two ahead of myself. That's what I was saying earlier. I have to have spare videos because I don't want to not put a video up. That's what I say. It doesn't take that much with my way I've organised it to actually post on posting day. It's all there, literally ready to post. I don't do this, what do you call it, when you can set a date for the, like, schedule a date. I don't do that. To me, that's more hassle for me to figure things out. And I'm not into figuring things out. I won't do it. I post on those days. I don't have a time. As I've said, I think I say it in the video that I'm posting. There's no point me having a set time for a video because my time's completely different to everyone else. When people wake up, my video is probably sitting there. So I won't do a time. So I'm able to post it any time during the day. I do like to try and do it in the morning. I like to do anything I need to do in the morning. And everyone says I'm really busy, but mostly I only do things in the mornings. Yes, I get up early. I would say mostly I'm up by 6, and with the heat wave, I've had to be up by 6 to get out, water the garden, because come 7:30, I'm already like, it's just too hot. The sun's up then, and the heat is tremendous. So I do get up at 6, which gives me time, and I can't put the internet on first thing because power, and if Mike wants the kettle and things like that, so I don't do that. But yeah, that's basically it. I get up early and I try to get everything done in the morning. Occasionally after lunch I've got a few little bits to do or a little bit more to do, but I try to get as much as I can before then, and then the afternoon and evening is mine, hence why I come on some YouTube, because that's free time. But yeah, get ahead. Obviously, it doesn't matter if it's time sensitive unless it's something right in the moment. But then if it's something really need to chat about, I mean, most of you guys can go around with your phone and do a live and show what's happening. So that's an option for most of you. I can't do that. I'd love to walk around the garden with you, but I've just prettied this up here. This will do. Neil says everything has its place. Good. Every place has its thing. I like that. I need to know where everything is. Of course you do. And keep mental maps. Yes, of course you do. Gosh, it must be hard for you to find things otherwise. How do you get on with like paperwork and that? Do you manage okay? I mean, all your bills, are they sorted out, or do you have some still on paper? That must be quite horrendous to try and sort things out and find things. I know what it's like for everyone else. We can't find things and we can visualise everywhere around us. You've just got your little area to look through. Oh, Neil, that must be difficult. I think with like different, I don't like the word disabilities, but different abilities, some people don't think of the absolute basic things that others take for granted. So there must be so much like that, Neil, for you. That sounds like a bad prank to do to a blind person, moving everything around. Yeah, yeah. And it just takes, if someone sat in a chair and slightly shifted in the chair and moved the chair along, or left something hanging over the edge of a table, you're not expecting it there. 7:30, almost lunchtime for me. You do majority of bills online. Now, for me, online is an awful thing for me. I can't cope with. This is what gets me. People think I'm stupid and I can't do technology. It's not that at all. It's the process of reading things and absorbing what it says. And on a bad day, I don't get in a temper, but I walk away if I can't. I've got to absorb what I'm reading. Imagine at school when you used to have to read the most boring bit of text. Well, multiply that by about 100, and it's not because I'm bored reading something, I can't absorb it. So it's very hard to explain it when I have no problem reading and understanding in my good brain era. It's very hard to explain it. It really is. As I say, it's nothing to do with dyslexia or anything like that. It's just my brain. I can explain it this way. To make my brain work is a bit like me telling you to bend your arm backwards, and especially to try and bend it in a part where it doesn't even bend. That's the falseness. I have to try to do harder things with my brain. So yeah, that's basically it. I had my knee taken away, and after that, your leg is straight, like set straight. And I know you've got to do physio as much as possible. And let's say this is my knee, because I can show you up here. And what they did, the physio, was made me sit on the edge of a table and try to just bend my knee. So this is my knee. Just do this. And I'm not joking, I could barely do that for months and months and months. And I was like, it just felt like they were trying to make you bend here and even forcing it, and it just wouldn't go. It wasn't painful, it just wouldn't go. So, yeah, that's kind of what it's like for me. To use my brain for absorbing information is like me telling you to bend your arm where it doesn't even bend. It's not that I can't do it, it's that it's quite impossible to use certain aspects of my brain. Neil says, I originally learned everything by sight. Needing to relearn everything without is daunting. Yeah, I'm there for you. I had to relearn to read and speak and walk. It's a long haul and it's hard. There's hard days. But I think that's the thing, isn't it? You're just left with that. Well, either you have to just do what you can do, or there's no point. And I know it's hard. It can be really hard for whatever we're all going through. We can do it together. Together we can do it for sure. Definitely. We're just there for each other. I just wish I was nearer to some of you guys. I feel more remote. I live in a remote place, but I feel more remote from everyone else on YouTube because of where I am. I really do. I feel like I'm out in no man's land. I know we're all right here together, but it's when you all talk about places and you all have things in common because you know where people are, and I just feel I'm on the edge of that as well. It's really odd. I really do. There are no other YouTubers here, so I don't think. And I've said this recently as well. You know, like you guys if you've got a channel, you can go with your and film as you walk around shops. I know a lot of you don't do this, but you can do it. In all your countries they do it, and they go around the shops and show what they're buying in the shops and go to places out and about. And we're not even allowed to go in the shop with a camera or anything like that. It's all private, and they don't even, or YouTube, well, they know what it is, but you wouldn't get people walking around with their phones like that. And they've actually got signs up in a lot of the shops now to say no cameras, because obviously some tourists are trying to show the shops and things. And I think at first they thought people were coming from other shops and trying to film the prices. And I don't know, because we do have limits of prices here. There's always upper things. And it's like law here that things can't go over certain prices. Where are we? Neil says, I'm in the middle of the woods. Oh, right. That's why you got the bears and the moose and stuff. I feel like I'm pretty isolated as well. Can you do some filming around there, Neil? I'm always interested in literally where people live. Really am. I love seeing things like that. I don't know if that's possible for you, but I would really like that. It does sound a pretty place. I know you've done outside sort of your property and that. I've seen that. Is it beautiful? It does sound really nice there. As soon as you talk about woods and things like that. I have done a film, another walk, where I walk on. It's only just up here a little bit. It can't be far if I walk it. And it's the edge of the pine forest up there, but I can't post that one because I put letters of what walk it is in case people ask me a question about walk, and I can say, well, that's in walk B or walk C, and I've numbered them, like put a letter for each one. And on the end of the last one I posted, I put the next walk will be to the ravine. I want to show you this ravine that's near ours. And that was when I wasn't at all well and I couldn't walk, and it's still a bit too far for me. So I need Mike to take me there one day so I can film that next. So I can't post the other walks because I said the ravine one's next. And the one after that I'd already filmed, I've already edited and put the next letter after that. So we can't go in the heat, obviously, but once we get the cooler weather and everything's died back, I will go and film that one. But as I say, I've got one that is the edge of the pine forest here. We've got a lot of pine trees in our garden, but just that little bit further up, it's full of pine trees, and it's so cool up there. It's really nice. Oh, bit of gossip. The donkey sanctuary that's just a short walk up here is going. I'll probably talk more about that nearer the time, but they're moving all the donkeys to another site because there's not many of them left now, and they've got another site a bit further away, and they're all going there. And the land was rented, so they've got to get rid of all the barns and everything, because the law here is you have to return rental land and rental houses exactly back to how they were when you rented them. And the guy said he doesn't want all the barns and sheds and that anyway, so I won't be able to walk up to donkeys anymore. That will be a bit sad. Neil said, if you do a search for my channel, Home Lake, right, Home Lake, but my site, I can't be sure. Right, Home Lake, that's what the video's called, is it? I will look through. It's funny because the other day I was just like running through some of your videos, like you're just scanning up and down to find one to watch. And I didn't come across that one, so I will look probably further down. Lou says, have to go, sort out the house. Tannic have his dinner. It's a mess. How are you doing with your settling in? Take it easy. Oh, Horn Lake. Sorry. Horn Lake. Oh, Lake Horn. Yeah, I've heard of that. Lake Horn. All right, you're there. Cool. Right, well, it's 2 hours now, considering I'm supposed to be on restricted YouTube. I said I'd probably do an hour, and that's what you guys do for me. You look at me, you perk me up, go back to the beginning, play it through, and I hope you see the difference that I feel. So really appreciate you all being here. As I say, if I don't make all your channels and your lives, know why. And if I do come on a live, can you just let everyone know that Dawn can't answer every hello, every message? So that would be appreciated too. Well, wish you guys hope and happiness. And until next time, Meraki.